What's up, people? It's your boy Hassan, the Style Jumper. Excited to have the good brother Peter here with us tonight as we discuss a bunch of things when it comes to Kickstarter, comics, all the different projects that he's doing. And I can't wait to chop it up. Hope you guys are all right. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm going to send him a quick invitation. We're going to get this party started. Apologies for our tardiness. All right, so there we go. So while we're waiting on Peter, where are you guys from? Where you guys are rating from in this amazing world of ours? Put in the comments. Let us know where you hail, if you will. But I just sent Peter a invite, and we're gonna get this thing going here. Coated by, what's up, sister? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm just waiting for the good brother to hop on so we can have this interesting conversation. But I can't wait, man. It's been this whole idea of comics and graphic novels is something that inspired me. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. There we go. Come on in, brother. Let's see if we can get you going. Just hit request, and I'm gonna get this party started. There you go. Here we go. Hey, man.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
What's up, bro? You got to flip your phone. You sideways.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm actually using my iPad.
Oh
So
yeah, flip your iPad around. Maybe it's charging.
okay, okay. Let me do it. So the stand is a funny one.
That's all right. We got time, brother.
You just made me smile. You got a great smile.
Oh, thanks, man. I
I
appreciate it.
wasn't smiling before this because of a lot of things. Okay, this is better, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. You looking good, man. You looking good over there. Let me borrow them specs, man.
Oh, you got something wrong with your eyes?
Hey.
uh,
Oh, they look great. Long day, rough day for you?
yeah, man. A lot of things going down. Back home, and
Oh, back home, yeah.
yeah, it has been. I've not had chance to sleep for like 2 days now, but
Mm,
it's been crazy. But it's kind of good and bad at the same time. But it's
yeah.
necessary. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, let's first of all, I want to thank you so much to say welcome to Jump School, Brother Peter. And Peter, I want you to pronounce your name the way it should be said. Can you please pronounce your full name for us?
All right. Okay. My name is Peter Chizoba Daniel. Yes.
Yes, sir. She's a ba. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah. I'm an Igbo man. Igbo man. From the
Okay.
eastern part of Nigeria. So
Mm.
yeah. So that's
So,
okay. That's
what?
away.
No, man, I appreciate um, breaking it down because there's so many rich names when it comes to the culture, and I think it's important that we one speak each other's names properly, but also be humble enough to ask, how do you say it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's very true, very true. Correct. Okay, my traditional name, that's my original name, is Chizoba. Yeah,
geez, so
meaning God will provide in the Igbo language.
mm,
Yeah, the reason why I chose Peter, the first name, because people kind of find it hard to pronounce the name. So I said, my name is Peter. That's my Christian name.
got it.
So yeah, but my first name is actually Chizoba.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's a ba.
yeah, Chizoba. Yeah, Chizoba. Yeah,
She's a ba. I
yeah.
love it. I love it, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you for
Um,
breaking it
um,
down.
Thank you. I'm grateful, man.
And look, man, God's providing.
He
Based on
is. He
what
is. He
I've
is.
seen and what I've watched and just seen, your some of your journey, man. It's a beautiful story, and it's something that I wanted to really talk about but I think it's more important, or at least I want to first start off by introducing you and saying, you have done an amazing job when it comes to your project. It's just a beautiful journey that I'm learning about. But also, I want everyone to let's really listen in on where you grew up, what was it like, and then we can get right into why you haven't been sleeping for the past couple of days. So I think it's really important to start with that, and that will lift you up, but also bring some energy into the conversation, and then we can get into the fun stuff. But I think right now what's on your heart is most important.
Okay, first question is, um, what was the first question again?
The first question is where you grew up,
Okay, okay, yeah,
and
okay. And what else?
where'd you grow up, and also what was it like? What
Okay,
were your influences?
yeah, I grew up in Nigeria. That's the West Africa,
Hmm.
and yeah, Nigeria is an amazing place, super amazing. You got a lot of talented people, loving people. No matter what you hear in the news about
Hmm.
all negativity, Nigeria is actually a very friendly place, and I'm so happy right now because now I can see the unity more than ever. You know,
Hmm.
due to the fact that what's going on in the country and all that. So Nigeria is a wonderful place. Just that a lot of the setbacks from a couple of people.
Mm.
Decide to live in this ancient way, this heroic, you know, mentality
Mm.
of wanting to enrich themselves and not doing what they're meant to do. Because
Mm.
the land is so blessed, you know, the potential is 1,000% more than a lot of countries out there,
Mm.
you know, and it's just simply amazing. So
So when you were growing up, and we'll get back to the conflict right now, um, who were your biggest influences as a kid?
okay, I had so many influences. It depends on the how I put it in the area you want to
Okay,
know.
let's talk about it.
Okay, if you want to talk about comics or
We
entertainment
could we could
or
talk about from growing up as a Nigerian child, who was a big influence in your life as a child, and then we'll get into your creative side of things.
okay, well, I could say it came in different phases. As a
Mm-hmm.
child, I was heavily influenced by creativity. Right, it wasn't a person. Then I didn't know who Stan Lee was. I didn't know who you know. I didn't know the creative guys. I didn't even know any creative person. Like
Mm.
someone that could even except from the guys that did the newspaper drawings at the back of the Nigerian newspapers.
Yeah.
So I think I was heavily influenced by creativity. I love watch a lot of cartoons, watch a lot of entertainment, and but I think I had a natural talent for art because it kind of
Mm.
runs in the family. Everybody can draw.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
can
Wow.
draw. Yeah, from my sister, my elder sister to me, because I'm the last child.
Okay.
So I'm one of my elder sister. She's a medical doctor right here in New Jersey, and
Oh, wow.
she can still draw, and she has passed it on to her kids.
Oh,
you know,
nice,
yeah, she's a
nice.
medical doctor. Yeah, it runs in the family kind of. So later on, um, I got influenced by a couple of dudes like Chahal. He's an Indian guy. He's a young guy, but
Hmm.
he's a billionaire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because of his entrepreneurial spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was an inventor, and I got, yeah, uh, as bad as it may sound, or to some people, yeah, I got influenced by Bill Gates. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that he created something and he wanted to achieve, wanted to better the world at that time. I don't know about now, but at that time,
Sure.
yeah, I got influenced by that. A lot of people, because I wanted to understand because in Nigeria, at the time, parents don't really believe in art. They
Okay.
don't they don't really understand how it is you can become something out of being an artist.
Mm.
And I wouldn't blame them. It was the myopic engagement at that time because we just
Mm-hmm.
came out of colonial ruling, and and everybody wanted to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of kept the creativity side of people down because everyone wanted to go to school. So, but I was stubborn. I was like trying to understand, because this world rules around creativity. So why can't you? So I did a lot of research, trying to build myself. So later on, a lot of people, Michael Jordan, a lot of guys. It was just an influx of positive people that have achieved, So, but I use that to find myself. Yeah, in a world filled with you gotta be this person when you're not. Yeah. So it was mixed.
Well, what cartoons were you watching when you were a kid? What was your
Oh,
favorite?
I think my favorite was Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
Okay.
the art was amazing, and I know I was crazy. I was a freak. I was a Ninja Turtle freak. I had everything: the bags, the toys. It was crazy. So
that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles, Transformers, a lot of manga. At that time I didn't know it was called manga, but as a group, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
I got all that. And that's kind of the driving force of my vision. Because I had all that influx, and I was like, come on, we don't have any African, things like these and African aesthetics and culture. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's kind of my driving force. Yeah.
Okay. Star Architect said he was down with DuckTales and Animaniacs.
Yeah. No, I didn't miss those. Saturday morning, Sky One. I didn't miss those, man. I didn't miss those DuckTales. I can still sing the song. It's there, man. All right.
That's what's up, man. That's great. It's just amazing how as a child, as an adult, you can think back to your childhood and it bring back so many amazing memories.
Yeah,
and a lot of people do with cartoons and comics. So who were you into as far as comic books? So were you into comic books at an early age, or what was one of your first comics?
I was. My first comics were when I bought Marvel that I actually saw but not owned. First comics I saw were Tintin. Tintin.
Yeah.
Asterix. Because my elder brother used to collect. When my dad travels then my dad was an engineer, so he goes offshore, he goes to France, he comes back with loads of Tintin comics and Asterix and Obelix, and then I had a lot of influence from also Nigerian comics because they were behind newspapers, as in the guys were really good at that time. But my first comic I bought myself was Superman, and it was black and white, because it was black and was a reprint. I remember I was like 7 or 8 years old. Yeah, that was the first comic I bought myself. Superman. Yeah.
So as you were getting a little bit older, did you become a DC guy or Marvel guy? Like, which one speaks to your heart?
Okay, honestly, I didn't really care if it was DC and Marvel. I just loved the art and I loved the imagination, where the walls that they built, the parallel dimensions. I didn't care about Marvel or DC. I just enjoyed the creativity behind it, the ideas of infinite universes. It was boggling my mind as in, wow, this is amazing. So I didn't really care. And what really made me happy was the time, I think in 1996, they released a comic book called Marvel vs. DC. And and that kind of showed me that these guys are not in competition, they're actually working together, right? And they're making money for everybody. The fans are in competition,
Yeah. So would you say that you had a favorite character between the two? Like this one character, like, man, I just love that character.
No, I love Batman. I love Batman because of his mysterious nature and his ability to think very fast. Yes, although he had no superpower.
Exactly.
It's just recently he said I'm a billionaire, but then though, he didn't say he was a billionaire. But it's just his smartness and his mysterious behavior. That's why I love Batman. And Flash, I love Flash because he was fast. I love Spider-Man. Because he was a young guy.
Yeah.
When it comes, then Valiant Comics now came, and I love Exo, Man of War. But generally I love the art. Because these are like the biggest publishers, and these are the comics that are really pushing at that time. So that's the only comic we could get, frequently. So yeah.
I remember being in college, and I'll date myself, but Batman the animated series came out, and we all the football players, we would watch Batman before we go to practice. We was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, it
And what
was
I love,
really well scripted.
oh my God, it was
You know, I can
amazing.
still remember some of the lines of Joker. Yeah, I was that into it, you know, I was that into it. And, you know, one of the things that I came to understand and realize, like, it's not everybody that learns by reading.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are engineered to learn by watching. I
Mm,
discovered that late. Yeah, and that's one of the problems a lot of parents have with their kids. Some
mm,
people don't understand stuff by reading. They start by learning. Even
yeah,
when I became a programmer, you know, before I could learn PHP, JavaScript, I had the books, but I couldn't read them. But when I started watching, you know, I started getting them quickly.
visual
You
learning.
understand? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
you know, so that. So what I'm saying is that, you know, seeing all these things were giving me a mental build to what I was going to do in life. You know, what I was going to start creating characters, creating stories. You know, that I was
mm-hmm.
as I was growing, they were all storing. You know, somewhere in my head. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I remember, and I was doing some research, to understand that you, like myself, I saw this my first anime feature film, and it blew my mind, and that was Ninja Scroll.
Oh, that in short, you said it all, because that's actually one of my major motivations. When I saw the Ninjas of Kimon,
Yeah,
damn, I was like, what the, you know, as
yeah,
in, and we have stuffs like this over here in Africa. As in,
yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta do something. I gotta do something. As in, it was
yeah.
amazing seeing. No, no, Ninja Scroll was like, I think it was 88 or 89, 88, 89,
Mm-hmm.
90 or so,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. That was when it came out, right? 88 to
Yeah, but
90,
I didn't.
thereabouts.
Yeah, but I didn't see it until, man,
Yeah.
probably after I got in the military. So it might have been like, uh,
Later,
shoot,
right? In the
yeah, like
90s.
much later. And I was just
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
had
It came
never
out
seen it before.
around is from 88 to 92, thereabout, sometime, because it came out almost the same time with Street Fighter, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I must have started like 96, 97, and I was just blown away. And it just really, really opened my mind to like a completely different type of animation.
Same thing, bro. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that we going into Ninja Scroll, and that was really the, the power behind, at least one of the major vehicles as far as influences for your work. And you ended up transitioning, I guess, to create this really amazing project, or started writing and drawing. When did you, although you said that drawing came natural to you, when did you realize like you had a gift? So I guess I'll back up a little bit. When did you feel like
That's a very good question, because I doubted myself for a long time. You know,
you,
um, since I was about 5, 6, 7, I've been drawing, but it wasn't so good. But one day in JSS 3, that's I don't know, probably that's grade something. I don't know the grade difference in Nigeria and America. But I was
mm,
like, I was about 13. I actually drew my classmate's portrait right there. So it was like a fluke, you know.
mm-hmm,
So I didn't still believe it that I had the talent, because I knew my brothers could draw. Then
yeah,
later on, but it now started getting better. I started getting better because I wasn't practicing. But if I see someone, I could draw the person offhand.
mm,
Then I started drawing my neighbors, and I started getting better. I was drawing portrait. Even now, I can't even draw portrait as well as I used to draw portrait then.
mm,
You know, it was sharp. It was hot at that time. So I think it was when I was in university. I was in electrical engineering. I realized that this, because I'll be in the class and I'll be drawing people in the class, and they were like, that was probably like when I was like 18, 19. That's
yeah,
when I knew that this thing was, it wasn't natural, because I kept on
yeah, yeah,
seeing things in my head. I kept on drawing, creating stuff. You know, I love designs. I was creating my clothing line. I was creating designs. You know, it was, yeah. That's what I actually knew, that this thing was part of me. It was actually me. It's all about
mm,
me. So I decided to focus on it 100%. You know, but that took another 10 years again. You know, because you still got to find yourself, understand what you're doing,
sure,
where you're going. Yeah.
yeah. So you know, how did you end up in the States, man? Like, this, what's your coming to America story, man? So you're here now that you're an adult, and you figured out, hey, I have this gift. What landed
No,
you in
I was always coming. You know, I told you my sister, she's been here. You know, we've always had our family here. So,
mm,
yeah. So it's, yeah. You know, one thing I love about America is that, you know, it's a place where creativity is allowed to nourish.
Mm.
You know, and it's natural for a human being to go to where he will nourish, where he will grow. It's only natural. You know, so it's not because people say, oh, people it's so bad over here. No, it's not, because people actually are still making money in Nigeria, legit. You know, they build the business, but I know it's not as like you can't compare the two economies, but I feel a lot better around people like me. You know, just like everyone else. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I would love also to go to Japan because of the animation world. You know, I would
Mm-hmm.
love to be in France as well. You know, because I know they also nourish, they also built their creative industry. You know, so it's just natural for a creative person to go to where he's very, you know, where he's allowed to blossom. You
Yeah.
understand? Yeah.
So did you have like so you know, man, like the whole coming to America story in the movie. What
Oh,
what
yeah, we
what,
watched
what was
that.
that like for you, man? Did you have to get up and you got off the plane and you was like,
Nah, nah. No, we was already in America since we were kids.
yeah, so you were coming back and forth
Yeah,
visiting
yeah,
with
yeah.
your sister.
Apart from that, you know, we've been, you know, because like I said, I was in an interview at that time. Like I said, Nigeria is heavily influenced by American culture. So
Mm.
if you're going to America, it's nothing new because you see it all the time. Because yeah, like I said, 95% of the content is American content. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. The animation, the comedies. I can tell you all the comedies from the 80s. All the black comedies, the white comedies,
Yeah, yeah.
everything. Yeah. So it was heavily, and it's because I was exposed to these things, right? I was exposed to
Hmm.
them. So uh, coming here was more like, you know, something you know, apart from we've been here already, but it's something that wasn't really a problem. I wasn't really far-fetched because I was already used to that world.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you know,
So
knowing
it's
what's
more like
going on
it's like
here, knowing the cities. No, yeah, it's yeah,
yeah, it's like a natural progression. You
yeah,
kind of
natural
do.
progression. Yeah, no,
Yeah. So one of the things about being, black in America right now, as you know, there's been a lot of, social changes, but also ideally progression, right? There's a lot of history with what's happened in this country. And most recently, during COVID was really unique that um, the untimely loss of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor,
yeah, this is
and
they're heartbreaking, man, and
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah, but
heartbreaking, and it's just um, just wrong ideas, as in the late, how do I put it? You know, like I always tell people that there are three kinds of people in this world. They are not to insult anyone, but I put to act like goons. They don't
hmm
think for themselves. Just listen. You know, don't get me wrong. Like I said, racism does not exist. What exists is a plan.
hmm
You know, yeah. I don't want anybody to get me wrong. Yeah, there's racism. Like, yeah, I hate you, but I don't think people hate you because you're black or white. No, it's just systematic. It was arranged, planned to
hmm
for control. You know, just for that reason. And they now lie to you. Oh, they're taking over us. We gotta kill them. We gotta kill them. That's just the politics behind everything. Yes,
hmm
because
hmm
human beings have been existing for a long time. People have traveled, done business, you know, but because of control, greedy men, they now
Yep.
lie to the simple-minded, the goons, the
Mm.
simple-minded people, and they now believe it. You know, they now bring competition and destroy everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's when the racism now comes in. That's why we'll not give it a word. But naturally, there's no racism. You
That's deep,
understand?
man.
Because we are human beings.
Yeah.
Everybody's, yeah. So it's
Human
just
first.
political, and it's all planned. You know,
Hmm.
or lied to. Like okay, I saw a video of a kid, of a white kid, and the father. It went viral. The father brought him and like showed him what's the problem with this and the black child and the what. The kid said he doesn't know anything about that. He said no,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's the truth. But you know, but if you teach that boy to hate, he will hate. That's to
Hmm.
show you, and that is from children. You know the truth, because
Yeah.
kids they don't see color, they just see people. Then
Exactly.
one wicked or one ambitious, evil elder person will not lie to the child to hate the black man. He's your
Hmm.
enemy. He's your
Hmm.
this. Yeah. So that's when the racism now starts. So
It,
it's
it,
systematic. It's planned. It's not natural. It's unnatural to be a racist.
I agree, bro.
It's from the
I don't know.
kids, you know them. It's the children, you know. They play together.
Yeah.
They don't see themselves, but one sick human being will not go and lie to them.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
that's there.
the beauty of kids, and I think too, because we grew up and we watch cartoons, and they're all these different colors of
Yeah,
characters. So they
yeah,
don't get
yeah,
caught up in
yeah,
the color. They fall in love or they enjoy the personality. So they'll know this person is mean, this person is nice,
yeah,
this person
yeah,
I have fun with. You know, when I was in the
yeah,
Navy as a young man, I told my mom, it's like, there's one thing I know for sure after traveling around the world. All babies cry the same,
yeah.
and people laugh the same. I
They
don't
bleed
care,
the same.
and they bleed the same. It's all the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
So to your point, it's taught, and it's taught, and it's very. It's sad that that's been the case of man. And what I was alluding to was, you would think that, coming from a all black country like Nigeria, and here we are in America, and we talk about born Americans and wanting to have that utopia of a Wakanda, what I mean, like a black, whether it be a part of the country or another part of the world or part of the United States where it's us all black folks, which is great. But here we are, and we're in this challenging time for Nigeria with SARS, and I haven't seen anything like that since I started learning about like the favelas in Brazil. You know what I mean? As far as like the aggression, if you will, of police. I mean, outside of the American experience, but outside of America, this is the first time I've seen that. So let's talk a little bit about that. And we'll get into the work, but I want to touch on that because it's something that's really on point, on time, but also is touching your heart, and you coming from
yeah, yeah.
back
Of
home.
course, when you see people dying, like even without it being my country,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I hate injustice. I hate
Mm.
it. I don't like it. I hate when people try to cheat people. Because at the time of my life, I actually wanted to study this world I've come to exist. That's why
Mm.
I ask people. That's why I always say this to everyone. I say, why do people act so dumb? Why don't they just ask yourself? Why can you? How would you be a racist? Why would you hate someone? What did you create yourself?
Yeah.
Can't you ask yourself, what am I doing on earth? And I did ask myself this question, and it kind of helped me shape me into this person that thinks a lot about people and all that. So it hurts me seeing people injustice, especially in my country,
Mm.
and it has been going on for a long time. So what just happened right now, it's, in Nigeria, we call it cup don't full.
Mm.
The cup is filled up. The greed, the evil has been going on for a long time,
Mm.
and now for them to have done what they did on the day yesterday, that they opened fire on those kids, is because of the way they've grown. They feel there's nothing we can do.
Mm.
They're in control, they're in power, so they feel they can do and undo. So, but they didn't know that the cup has filled up. People have been complaining for years of the greedy leaders,
Mm.
the injustice. These people, they keep the country in that state because they have this heroic, mentality, right?
Mm.
And it's not just in Nigeria. It happened back in the West, like in Europe,
Mm.
long time ago. But but they fought it. They fought it. That's why I heard there was a time of 100 years of war in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
When the kings and queens are ruling. Imagine the same thing. You see kings, they say sack this village. They did it. It's a human thing, but people just
Yeah.
want to be evil. They want to control. They're bullies. And these
Mm.
guys have been bullying us for a long time. So what just happened was an eruption. People have been angry for a long time. The bad roads, you see a senator is collecting 30 million naira. That's about 30 million naira is about 10 million, about $90,000 a month.
Mm.
A senator, $90,000 a month. And yet you have bad roads. We have poor healthcare. Why are they earning so much? Okay, you guys are like kings. You're like princes.
Mm-hmm.
So we are the people that give you guys the money. So that's the twist. And the cup just got filled up. They didn't know. And it's because of, like I tell people, when you get greedy in life, you don't see past your nose. And that's the
Mm.
truth. You never know, because we're not in control. We're
Mm.
not omnipotent. We're not God.
Yeah.
We're not omnipotent. So there's no way. You always make mistakes when you get greedy. So I try as much as a person not to get greedy, because once you do that, you make mistakes. So they started making mistakes because they got too greedy. They steal money. They don't care. You know, they only take care of their family. I don't have anything against the kids, you know, because they're kids. But the parents, like for instance, the minister of education, his kids are not in. They're not school in Nigeria. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
And you're the minister of education, and the education system is so bad. That is cheating. That's injustice. That's wrong.
Yeah.
How can you be the minister of education when of a country and your kids are not in the educational system? That is sick.
It is.
That is sick. You as a minister, you should be more patriotic than everyone else.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, yeah, and make sure the schools are working so that you lay an example that my schools, I'm the minister of education, so my schools are working and my children are in those schools. You know, and it wasn't all that bad at the time. At the beginning, Nigeria was good. You know, everything has gone, everything has dilapidated now. So it's a frustration that's been building for a long time. And for what they did, the open fire on those kids showed how much they are drunk with the power that they can do and undo. But they keep forgetting the French Revolution. See, they're not very smart.
Yeah.
They're not smart. They keep forgetting that this happens all. That's why empires fall.
Yeah.
Over and over. You cannot hold the human spirit down forever. It's not possible.
Yeah.
You can hold it for a time, but when the human says no is no, you gotta stop it. But if you don't stop it, you're gonna be in big trouble. Now everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
Look at Nigeria was so peaceful, so cool. During the COVID, right? During the COVID, the time the COVID and the announced the lockdown, there were some, you know, of course, there's always bad eggs in society, right?
Sure. Yeah,
some bad people. They wanted to start robbing people. What happened? Neighborhoods came together and started protecting themselves. That was amazing.
Wow.
Because they knew these hoodlums are going to start robbing, you know? But they didn't see that was a sign of unity. Nobody cared which tribe you're from.
Yeah.
We're just Nigerians.
Exactly.
You know? And do you know the beautiful thing about this that just happened now? These guys don't get it. That we have now grown into a Nigeria, you know, from the tribes. Because these kids were singing the national anthem and wearing the flag, and you not shut them.
Yeah.
No. That's why everybody's going crazy. Crazy. So what the hell am I doing here as a Nigerian? And you're shooting me and I'm singing the national anthem and you're a soldier. You're supposed to respect the national anthem. You're supposed to respect the flag. And you shot me. Then we'll go amok. Yeah. That's why everybody's going crazy. No one's going to give a chance. I think it's time. It started, you know. Well, it's just the cup. Like I said, in Nigeria, it's called the cup don't fool. Don't fool. That means the cup is filled up. It's filled up, and it's spilling over now. It's spilling over now.
You know, man, it's so interesting because in these type of scenarios where there's a loss of life and it's shown publicly, and the people, to your point, they get enraged, they get sick of, and they get tired of all the abuse. The human spirit comes together, and what my hope is that this will be a new Nigeria, not the tribes. It's really about the people coming together and really pulling the best of the best to support and build this country up. Get those people out of office and get people who care about everyone, so that we can we can move together collectively, because, you know, Nigeria's a part of the international family, you know, and your brother did his DNA. I got 32% in my DNA, bro.
I told you.
I'm holding on, bro.
No, the truth is that a lot of black folk over here are actually from Nigeria, because Nigeria was called the place in Nigeria was called the Slave Coast. Yeah, that was where the Europeans were taking us as slaves. And, you know, I will say this out there, let everybody hear. When they say black people sold black people, it was just a very tiny bit. They did kidnap black people. They kidnapped them. They will lie to them that they wanna do business. As they get to the shore, they grab them. And a lot of times, and Nigeria there's a place called there's a Badagry in Nigeria. That's where they rolled over 8 million souls to slavery. So you can imagine how many people landed in America, and, you know, so a lot of black folk over here are from that side of the continent. I don't like even call it Nigeria when it comes to that time, because That means they're probably from Igbo, Yoruba, Bini, you know, all these cultures. That's where they're. That's where they are. That's you can trace their roots to those areas of Nigeria at the time. Yeah.
Got it. So what's that like from a educational standpoint? You know, like is there a lot of conversation when it comes to the transatlantic slave trade when you were growing up? And what's the story? Like, what are you
No, there
talking?
was none. There was none story. There was no story. Even in school, they told us that Christopher Columbus founded America. You know, a lot of lies. I did my research because I
Yeah.
told you it's the time I wanted to understand this world. I want to
Yeah.
understand the world. So, and the best way of understanding the world is doing your research.
Yeah.
Study history. History never lies.
Mm.
So I discovered a lot of things, the scams, the lies, the truths, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of helped my better judgment, you know, to understand life a bit. And a lot of people don't do these things. That's why they end up acting out of their impulses and make a lot of mistakes in life. You got to
Mm-hmm.
understand. You got to go back to the past. You got to understand this world, how it has been from day one, what drives man, greed, power, all those things. Yeah. So, you know, so there wasn't much competition of the transatlantic slave trade. You know, we discovered it. I personally discovered it myself. You know, because I read books, I went online, did a lot of research, trying to understand what went down. Because
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons one of the things that made me do that, because since I was a child, they said, asked them, so what do you mean about being a black man and a white man? I said, no, you're black. They were telling me I'm black. I said, I'm not black, I'm brown. I was about
Mm-hmm.
6 years old then. And he's not white, he's pink.
Yeah.
Pinkish, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
pinkish cream, you
Yeah.
know. And no, they said, no, you're black and he's white. Then I knew there was something wrong with this world.
Mm.
Then I knew there was something wrong with it. It was just there in my mind, you know. And as I grew older, I started discovering, you know, a lot of lies. Yeah, so there wasn't much stories about that in school. It was just that Lord Lugard is the first prime minister of Nigeria, and that guy was a murderer. He killed a lot of people, you know,
Wow.
things like that, you know. So
Wow. I'm surprised, but that's really interesting to me to not have that kind of discussion in school. You know, and I grew up in South Carolina, and in South Carolina, we didn't have that education of history either, because it would be your first. From what I understand, about 70% of the Africans that came to the United States was through Charleston, South Carolina. And so there was this really large slave port, and I grew up about 2 hours away from Charleston. But it's really interesting that that wasn't discussed. But I wanted to lead into that about history, because you know, and culture, because you're in the middle of an amazing, successful Kickstarter campaign.
oh, thank you
So
so much.
let's talk about your project. You know, uh, let's break it down. Tell us, you know, uh, Chayoma, Chayoma, you know, let's talk about it. And where did that story come from? And how were you able to uh, really, really develop that world?
Okay. Yeah, it came from the need. Okay, from the need of creating African stories. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because there was not a lot. You know, though I enjoyed all these stories, Ninja Turtles, Lord of the Rings, Final Fantasy, but you know, representation is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far we're all human beings, but you know, just like your family, you know, you're closer to your family than you're close to anyone else. So you always want to like see yourself in this powerful medium called the television, you know, that
Mm-hmm.
screen, and in this very beautiful colored books, you know, you want to see yourself represented, and there wasn't much representation. So, and I guess since I was, you know, I had the art skills and the creative skills, so I decided to, you know, start building. I think, and one of my triggers was God of War. Because God of
Mm-hmm.
War was basically Greek mythology. And I saw what they did there. And I said, come on, we got this. You know, so I
Yeah.
started doing my research, trying to understand the history, because they don't teach you African history, the real African history in schools, even in Nigeria. They don't.
Hmm.
They just give you, oh, you know, you're from this, but they don't give you the in-depth feel. Instead, they teach you European history. They
Hmm.
tell you about Christopher Columbus. They tell you about Michelangelo. But they don't tell you about the great kings that ruled Africa then. They don't tell you about, you know, about the people that founded Ghana, you
Yeah.
know, Osei 221. They don't tell you the kings that ruled
Unbelievable.
the Igbo land, the truth about the Inri nation. So I started doing my research, and So that built over time. And my problem was that there was so much culture. I wanted to tell story about my people, but it wasn't enough. When I started learning more about other places, the east and north and south, so I said, is it possible to tell stories from all these places in one lifetime? It's not possible. So I decided to now form this league of superheroes. But my main objective was to tell this story of the cultures and use that book to like get a lot of young cats to start seeing themselves as superheroes and see their culture as the way it is. It was rich with history and legacies. So then I created the book called Chronicle of the Newborn Rise of the Lazy. That is where Chayoma is from. She's in one of the characters right there. Right? I think I have the graphic novel somewhere here. I'll probably go get it. So it's on the website as well, my website. So the book, we did the Kickstarter like 2 years ago. Yeah. And we got funded for the graphic novel. So, but I decided to bring her out because she plays a pivotal role in the whole saga, So, but with her, with the story, Chayoma Curse of the Jangura, we wanted to bring that part of Africa out, to showcase the aesthetics, the culture, the masquerades, the spirits of Africa, things that people don't see on the Western media. You can't see them in the mainstream media. You don't. So we wanted to bring that out. That's how we did the trailer of the guy coming out. Show to give you that with the beat, with the drums, and everything. Yeah. So we wanted to give people that experience. And so the story is about a girl she was born with special abilities, right? Like everybody actually born with special abilities. Like Michael Jordan, he jumps a lot. And he's very fast. If you look at the basketball, not everybody's the same. Some people are faster than others. Some people jump higher. Some people are quicker. Some people shoot better. So she was born with special abilities, right? She was chosen from the gods a long time ago, but she didn't know, right? She didn't know, and she was now encultured into evil. They knew she got a gift, so they put her in a cult and everything. So it's more like a redemption story. So with that, now comes in the mythology coming from East Africa. Yeah, from the ancient Kitara Empire. This was below Somali and Ethiopia. So you're going down a bit southeast, where you see Uganda, you see Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah, so and that is not well brought up, And of course, with my beautiful artist, Jimmy King, the guy is very, very detailed. He just when he got the script, he was like, man, he's gonna do his work. So he brought his A game, So Jimmy King is one of the most African, how do I put it, Pan-African illustrators I've met. If I tell him what he just does it, and he does it with beautiful expressions, So
shout out to Jimmy King. Shout out to the brother.
That's
what's up, man.
He's been drawing since a child, but right now he's like he's up the game, he's up the chain. As in, the guy is really good, and I'm honored to working with him.
I love that. So, are there any other type of projects that you're doing right now that we can take notes and be prepared for? What you got cooking in the pot, man?
Yeah, we have a lot of projects. We have a lot of like I said, like most of the projects on our company right now is I created them, right? They're passion projects. Like the Chronicles of Newborn Rise and Liz, like Chayoma. It's stories that I wanted to use to showcase African culture, right? In the well woven tapestry of chaos, magic, awesome action, majestic scenes, Then we have other projects. We have projects like Diche. Diche means different in Igbo language. With that story, if you check it out on our website, it's actually free. It's our only free comic that we want to keep on consistent. Web series that's free because it showcases Nigeria and all the things that have been going down. So it was a way of me protesting. Imagine this superhero in this country filled with evil, people call the cabal, and they control things and they cause issues. So we use that story to tell. I use that story to tell what's going on in my country. Trying to make a superhero, exist in that realm. So we have other projects, like Under the Sun, who's created by Austin Osaz. Brilliant brother. He's a writer. So he dedicated the story to albinos. So he's a creator and writer. So we published the book for him. Right now, working on a graphic novel. The book actually won an award, a Griff Award. Yeah, a Griff Award. Yeah, and about 2 years ago. So yeah, about 2 years ago. So we're trying to finish up the graphic novel, and we have some other amazing projects coming up. And I'm from other writers, as we have some means of cooking up. We're not trying to do anything substandard. The same way you love Ninja Scroll, the same way you love Street Fighter. We want to make people love this, BFF, not just because it's African. Just because I'm a black brother, you're a black brother, you must buy my stuff. No, we want to make sure our stuff is good, top notch, as in make it as good as possible. So for your entertainment and for your pleasure, for everybody. Yeah. For everyone. We want to see whereby.
How would I do that? So let's say, for instance, I'm an artist or I'm a writer, and I'm looking for. I love your work. The projects that come from the company, and how would I introduce that project to you? Would I be submitting a script, or what's that process like? Because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people have ideas, or maybe have written some things and they're incomplete, but would love to have the opportunity, whether it be a comic or a graphic novel, or potentially pitch to Netflix for live action. What is that process if I were to come to you, or someone were to come
and you have an idea, right? And it's not complete. For me, it works kind of clockwork in my head. That's where I believe the talent came from. Because I can't really explain it. But if you bring us like an idea, bring that idea and say, okay, this is what I got. Now it depends. Do you have a script already? It depends on the level of development, right? First of all, if you're creating a story, you got to know what do you want to tell. What's your end game? Are you trying to tell a story about people that live in the sea? So what you got to know, what are their trials? What is your objective? So if you have that already and you don't have a script, then you got to bring out your characters. Who do you want to be the main characters? Things like that. So it depends on the level of development you are, and we'll take it up from there. If it's just an idea, I want to tell a story about people that lived in maybe you want to tell a fictional story about an ancient tribe that lived in Mount Everest. Okay, we'll ask you what's your inspiration. You want the story to be like this, so we'll start bringing so it's called story development. We start building the world around it, the characters, the attire, the locations, the utensils, So it depends on the level that you have brought it to. Maybe you have met a writer or a script director, and you guys are built to a certain level. So and that is what I tell people. So whatever stage you are, you just let us know what you have. Then we develop it from there. If it's just, but first of all, you're the creator. You got to have a clear vision of what you want to do. Then when you bring up that ideas, then you're giving me ideas too, and I'm giving you ideas, and we'll start developing it. Before you know, we have a script, we have a storyline coming up. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter what stage you are. What matters is that you have your clear sense of what you want to tell, the story you want to tell. Then then we share thoughts, ideas. Before you start building the world and all that.
So how long do you think it would use, for instance, with your project, your most recent project? How long did it take from conception to not only illustrating it, but also I love the animated part of it. The video, I love that video, man.
The masquerade, right?
Yeah, I love it. It reminds me.
I haven't told anyone if the guy is a good or bad guy. He could be the good guy. Who knows? Anyway, the thing is, when we say how long, I would just say it started from when I decided to start creating. That was about 15 years ago. Yeah, when I started to create it and build it, and so but it was more of understanding the path I wanted to go, because I wasn't a storyteller. Although I drew comics since I was a child, but most of the time we copy Marvel
Yeah.
and DC, we look at the characters and we copy, you know. But now to create a new world and something unique, you know, it takes time. It takes time. So I wouldn't know, but for me, it took me about 15 years. When I was younger, then I grew with it. You know, I grew with the concept, always creating. You know, so it now, because I have spent a lot of time understanding storytelling, so I tell stories faster now. Yeah. The ability to create stories is a lot faster right now. You know, get a script and bring it out. So you can say everything not to build all the to where we are is about 15 years. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. But but that's me. For me
For your
alone.
story, yeah.
Yeah,
But
real story. So, and that's one of my services. I help people create the stories faster.
okay.
You know, yeah, because you
Okay.
know there's only so many ways you can go in a story. So I just split it up for you, get it, get you to, get it up to speed to a certain stage where we can start production.
Yeah.
But it still takes a little time. So it depends on you and the kind of story you want to tell, and what motivates your story, Yeah. So for me, it took a while because I had to do a lot of research, a lot of characters, but not that that was like a school for me. So it made me learn how to be a better storyteller. I watched, learn from what I see, and that kind of improve my storytelling abilities. So but some people could do something faster. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like I heard the Games of Thrones creator took him years to build that world. You
Wow.
understand? And it takes a while to build good stories. If you're in a rush, you'll miss a lot of things. But if you take it easy, you see things that you didn't see before.
Yeah. And I think that's really important because, we feel like we have this gift or this story we want to tell, and we don't really give ourselves that grace. And if we're not continuing to build that story, or you put it to the side because you feel like, man, it's not going anywhere, and not really trusting, your ability of life and wisdom. You know what I mean? And so, and also support and help and guidance, because you may have some great bones, but it's like a piece of wood, right? You have this great piece of wood or this amazing stone, and you have some of the outline, but what you're gonna need to get it to be like, to be the pyramid, to be the Great Sphinx, what do you have to give yourself that time, and they didn't build that overnight.
Yeah,
So it's just really,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
you gotta give yourself time. I know a lot of people that love to tell stories, but because of their work, they don't have time.
Yeah.
And to get it done. Because I give myself time because I knew it's what I wanted to do. And there was an opportunity because there was not much of that kind of storytelling at the time, so I had to take it very seriously. But I built a world around myself to able to be in that world, because it's something to support because the industry wasn't developed, especially in Nigeria. So I was doing other things, but I still kept my ideas. Like the first comic I drew, that's the issue 0 of the Chronicle of Newborn Rasm Lazy. It took me a year to draw it. A whole year. I drew it myself because I was working. It took me a whole year to just draw 28 pages. Can you imagine?
Wow.
That was about 2013. 2013.
Wow.
It took me from 2013 to 2014 to draw everything. Just 28 pages. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but you know what though? But not everybody have that gift, to draw. They might have
I know.
the gift of writing, or even can draw, but not be a good storyteller. So
Yeah.
you were able to envision it, but also be able to put it on paper. And
that's because I love to draw, and I'll say it's a talent, from God. Yeah, because he's the giver of life, and I didn't create myself.
Sure.
So why I say it's a talent, because I don't practice, but I can still draw. But being an artist, you gotta still train that talent. It's not just like I would like using basketball because I play basketball a lot. Like basketball, you have people that are talented, like they are taller, and they have a certain level of jump. That's their talent. But you still gotta learn the game. You know what I mean? Just learn how to dribble. Nobody's a talented dribbler. You don't know how to dribble. Yeah, but you could jump. That's your natural gift. So I knew how to draw, but I still had to learn how to build the skill of drawing, understand how to shade, my lines and everything. So I still had to build that learning. But I could draw, as in I could illustrate just without even practicing. That's what I knew was a talent. I just knew that this was a gift, but I had to now focus on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not like that for everyone. You know, you can actually hire somebody to draw for you,
Mm-hmm.
hire someone to write, you know, give them your ideas, then you guys now build up something. But for me, I wanted to draw it myself.
Mm.
That's why it took me a long time. Yeah, it was something like, it was kind of a test to myself. That no, because I hadn't drawn for a long time,
Hmm.
you know, for like 15 years, because I was busy trying to learn programming, learn, you know, IT world,
The nine
build
to
the
five, yeah.
business.
Career.
Yeah. So, but I had a passion for drawing, so I wanted to draw it myself. I wanted to draw
Hmm.
it myself. So I didn't care. I said, no, this thing I'm going to do myself. But after doing that, I knew that when we now finished it and we're now moving to volume, because we wanted to do the whole volume. That's what we did, went for Kickstarter. I drew issue 1 and 2 and I stopped. I said, no, I can't do this myself. So I started looking for artists, looking for colorists, okay, to work together. Then I started understanding the industry and how it works and all that.
Well, good, brother. I really appreciate this. So tell us where everyone who are just hopping on, where could they find your work? And also, how many more days we have before the
For the
Kickstarter?
Kickstarter, okay, the Kickstarter ends on the 27th. That's on Tuesday. Right now, that means we have 4 more days left. If you check out the Kickstarter on my profile, my bio, the link in my bio, just click on it. It takes you straight to or you go to my website. That's www.pedaentertainment. That's PEDA entertainment.com. Right on the homepage, you see and get engaged, Chioma. You can click there. You now go to the Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter. A lot of people are picking the T-shirt tier because they like the T-shirts. You have the characters and everything. You know, they like that. That's why we made our goal quickly because people like the T-shirt. You know,
Yeah,
and we wanted to showcase these African characters. You know, all in kind of like an Avengers kind of
yeah,
style. You know,
totally.
things like that. Yeah, so yeah, we have amazing rewards for y'all. You know, we got like you could through the Kickstarter you can get the graphic novel, the Chronicle of the Newborn Rise of the Lazy, and you can also get the full issue 1, 2, 3 of Chioma.
Mm. Well, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure. I'm so excited, guys. I'm a backer. I can't wait to get my goods.
Yeah,
So,
no, you're no, we didn't we made sure we did something good for y'all,
thank you.
because yeah,
And this is honestly, this is an honor and a pleasure for me because, one, as a kid, uh, drawing was something that I put down because I saw someone who was much better than me drawing, and
okay.
I stopped. I just walked away from it. So I was like, I'll never be as good. And me and this guy, we're best friends to this day. But when I saw him, at 12 years old, I was like, that's him. But I'll
You
never
know,
be able to tell that skip.
yeah, yeah. I had that same feeling. I felt,
Really?
yeah, like, but I loved it so much that
Mm-hmm.
I started getting better. Then, but I now started trying to understand, and I tell a lot of artists, people that want to draw, the drawing comes from the mind,
Mm.
understanding human form, understanding light and darkness. It's not that hard. You can teach someone to draw, because now I can teach because I understand art, understand illustration, understand colors, you know, and there's something called mental strength and your finger strength. You have to understand it mentally, but you still got to keep on stroking so your hands become freer
Mm-hmm.
and you know how to curve the lines and everything. But I've been doing this much because I've been working on the business side, but I do a lot of mental creation and understanding of art forms.
Yeah.
So it's more of the mind than a lot of stroking, but if you to be a better artist, you got to it's your mind understanding the forms, understanding the light and darkness, knowing where the light should be, where the eyes should be, where they so it works
Mm-hmm.
that way. Yeah.
Well, that's what's up, man. Well, shout out to my boy Skipper Dupree. It was you. It was you, bro. Why I stopped drawing, but you still inspire.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just want to say I always give him a hard time because you know it's so important to have either that self drive to continue to do what you love, or to have that support on the other side. So if you don't have the self drive and you don't have support, then a lot of times people kind of just go and put that down. And it may be a natural talent to your point, but it's just something that I always want to make sure I say, especially when I'm talking to creatives. You know, there's that quote about comparison is the death of creativity or something like that, where you don't compare yourself to others.
No, don't
Because,
compare yourself to others. Even in life,
mm-hmm,
that's the mistake we do as human beings. We kind of compete and compare, you know.
mm-hmm,
But don't. Everybody's different. Even artists are unique. If you check it, you can see who can I use now? Todd McFarlane doesn't draw like Jim Lee.
mm-hmm,
But they're both good. They have
mm-hmm.
a different art style. So everyone is different, Every artist, just like your handwriting. So what you need to do is build on your own style,
Mm-hmm.
and you can understand it with your own eyes. So don't compete, don't compare. Even in life,
Yeah.
everything you do, because if you look at yourself, then that's how you can improve on those mistakes you make, or those, because you're looking at yourself, looking at anyone. Yeah. So it applies in everything in life.
Well, Brother Peter, it's been an amazing opportunity to spend this time with you.
Man, thank you, man. This conversation kind of lifted my day, due to the fact that things are happening in my country.
Yes.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Well, we're praying for all the brothers and sisters in Nigeria. We pray
Yeah,
that be
yeah.
healing.
I just pray it doesn't get worse, but I know whoever gave the kill order must be brought to book. That was wrong. That was wrong. They can't get away with it. They must be brought to book. No, they got to submit themselves, or they use a scapegoat. But no, that was totally out of it. No, we're not going to forget it. No, we're not going to give up. No, we're going to be asking that question until they get those people out. Yeah.
Well, I pray that they are found out. And one more shout out to Nigeria, the brother Toby Nwigwe. Toby's the beast. Toby he's a rapper out in actually in Texas. So Toby,
okay.
I'm gonna introduce you to Toby. If you haven't heard Toby's stuff, man, you're gonna love it. So,
cool.
Do
the hookup. Do the hookup. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So again, Brother Peter, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks so much.
Go out. Pleasure, brother. You guys, go out and support this brother. He's great talent. We need these stories for the culture, for the diaspora, for the world to see, because these are stories that are missing, and we need to have the experience and grow and learn. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here at Jump School.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, man. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.